Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Endless Space 2. We are playing as the Vodyani, and we are looking at the latest patch updates. In the last episode, we started pushing up our population. We have maxed them out on our first arc, and we are 5 turns out from having the Endless Research Park and Endless World, which is an amazing wonder as far as just early game happiness, science, and dust production, which are all things that we want. Right now we are saving up to our second arc, which is probably going to land here on Nair, but we also have Rath out here to consider. I think we're going to go for Nair just because it's closer and it'll be easier to move our arc there. And on the last episode, I'm reasonably sure we decided not to change our arc build to have engines on it since we're only going one system with the new arc, and it would cost a lot more to then upgrade the arc to the essence boosting. Yeah, it's gonna cost us literally all the dust we have if we want to change the design of an arc, so it's better to just output it with the All Must provides than it is to put engines on it and all that. Okay. This Leecher is our scout, which should be sent out to do all the things now because we have vision on another region. Oh, I think we're waiting. Yeah, we're waiting for the wormhole tech. So what we're gonna do in that case is we're gonna send him out this way so that he can jump off to Pavo and Rath. That should also give us a little bit of vision traveling through here to see if we run into any pirates. It looks like not so much yet. This fleet is heading back because I misclicked, but that's fine. They'll be back to Gaina before it even matters, and then our combat fleet is headed here to Micray. And at some point we should start looking at, in fact, we should do that relatively soon. Let me check something here. Okay, so our next tech that we're gonna get is AS2 slugs here, and the reason we're gonna get that is because it helps with sieging. And it turns out that Leechers are also great siegers because they have 4 support slot modules. We can put 4 siege modules on them using the vast amount of titanium we have, and it'll cause them to do a lot of siege damage in one turn. So we're gonna work towards that. Let's go ahead and end the turn. I still don't know how we ended up in pacifist when our poll came back highly religious. And at that point, I'm like, did we get hacked by a minor faction or something? Like, what is going on? Power of the Academy has reached level 2. Heroes will start at this level when recruited. And we got our scavenged ram scoops. That's awesome. We're going to go and change all of our designs now to use the scavenged ram scoops because they're really great. Seek the Unique Part 1. It seems that after centuries of study, Isander is finally coming close to unlocking key mysteries in the history of the Lost. This close to his goal, he has become distracted and vague. He has time for little else than his lifelong obsession. Submitting to his obsession, however, has left his organization adrift and unguided. The result is that some heroes no longer feel the need to obey his orders, while others simply forget to ask his permission. As the mystery of the turmoil is resolved, that of the unclaimed places becomes clearer as well. You have learned that some of the hero fraternities view the unique planets as anybody's treasure, first come, first served. Beneath the serenity of the Great Void, a race is heating up to discover and exploit the enormous riches and power that these planets represent. Some view them as resources to be strip mined, others view them as historical sites to be studied. Which one are you? So we can't choose compare here because we are not the Sophon or Valter Empire. We have to choose singular, colonize, or create an outpost on 2 unique planets in less than 15 turns. If we do that, we will get this technologist hero. I really would like to pick up that extra hero, especially because it's a seeker. Okay, if there are riches to be had, it is best to keep them out of the hands of powerful splinter factions of the Academy. And I can't remember the name of the person, but somebody mentioned in the comments that I had glanced over the one hero skill that does increase movement. It's right here, Celestial Mechanics. So this isn't actually a really good hero for us as a fleet commander just because of that skill, in addition to things like the Burning Light, which is just an incredible skill. So I wanted to mention that, and thank you for mentioning in the comments that I missed that. I literally looked at every single skill except for that one. Okay. Neutron Star is great. Almost landing on the pirate headquarters. Oh, and that is the Lumeris. That's right, we ran into them last episode. I'm curious whether they're in this constellation. They're probably in this constellation if they just connected here at Viren. They're less likely to be over here, but they could be at either, I suppose. Oh, look at this. They're colonizing in our constellation. I'm not a fan of that. Especially not since we need to get this minor faction here for our faction quest. That represents a little bit of a liability to me that they may try to get in there and sort of weasel their way into that faction. I don't want that to happen. So we're going to make sure we stay on top of building influence with that faction. We may also send someone here to just kind of harass them and keep them from colonizing. I don't want to go to war this early, but I mean, if that's what it takes... Actually, you know what's really funny? I wonder if we can leech their colony. We are going to find out. We're going to send that leecher over and try to... Oh, this is the exploration leecher, though, so we'll send him up here, actually. Oh, that's right. We're waiting one turn for baryonic shielding, so we'll just have him land there. The leecher that can leech stuff, though, we're going to send over here to Pleone. It's going to take 5 turns, probably not get there in time given that. Let's see how long it's going to take for them. They're 9 turns out, so we could get there in time to stop that outpost from becoming a colony. That would be ideal here. I don't really want to have to share our constellation. What is our constellation bonus, anyway? There we go. It's influence, so, okay. Influence as a constellation bonus really isn't a bad one for us. Yeah, we want to grab that. We want to grab that. More importantly, though, we're going to make an arc here pretty quickly. Yes, we are, right now. Okay, so time for our second arc. We are about to get the Endless Research Park in 3 turns. Hopefully we do beat everyone to that. Gonna go ahead and build our arc here real quick. That'll take us 1 turn. We're still 3 turns out on Endless Research, and we can actually come in here. If you're new to the game, you may not know this. We can actually come in here and check. We are the rank 1 in building the Endless Research Park, so we're probably gonna get it unless somebody somehow accelerates their production very quickly. And I think that now is a good time for us to start grabbing efficient shielding too, so that we can get a little bit heftier ships going on. And then after that, it's probably a good idea to jump over here and potentially get luxury lotteries or... So luxury lotteries will give us a little bit more happiness, which will help with Empire disapproval, or expansion disapproval when we get there. But we have 1 out of 5 systems, so we've got a little bit of ways to go for that. So I think instead it's better for us to get the Galactic Commodities Market here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Well, hello. Although, realistically, if we have those 2 planet types unlocked, we do not. Okay, so I changed my mind. Sorry, guys. I bounce around a lot when I'm trying to figure out what direction we're going overall. PEV scale accelerators here will give us Almost Serve 2, and it'll open up this tier, which will give us the 2 planet types we want in order to fully colonize Nair. So we're going to do that instead. In fact, I may actually prioritize that over efficient shielding. Yeah, I will. That'll go before efficient shielding. But after Focus Plasma, because we will need the Titanium AS2 slugs to raise our siege values and get rid of these pirates. We don't really want to mess with them. In the meantime, we could actually send our arc over here to Columba and basically have it hang out in Columba until we're ready to take all the planets in Nair. That's probably going to be the most effective strategy. Okay, so we are going to scan down this one frozen gas giant here and get nothing. That's never good. It's always sad to strike out with those. Piggyback is good. Colonized Savannah is fine. Warp drives are now accessible, so we're going to go ahead and blockade this so that if any enemies do spawn, they have to fight our hero and our wheel ship there. And then we've got our big 16 movement scout here ready to cross the star lanes. Very excited to get Rath later. Rath is a very appetizing system for us right now. And this guy will get there when he gets there. Hopefully sooner than later. We do want to keep them from getting into our constellation. The reality is, with the way that the Lumeris expand, once they get into a constellation, it can be kind of hard to get them out, and they're not particularly militaristic anyway, so like we don't want to have to fight them unless we have to fight them, because at this point of the game, if we're not going full military, us fighting them is just a waste of resources. Vital statistics. The galactic census is coming up, and although you have greater worries on your mind, you remember what one of your wisest advisors once said, that a great leader is often judged not by his actions, but by the statistics he leaves behind. Perhaps it is worth investing a bit of effort to leave your mark on history, as the databases will remember it. Okay, so we can go for, in less than 10 turns, have 2 ships with a bunch of combat value, or we can, yeah, we're gonna go with build. We're gonna go with build without a doubt. Because that's actually not too hard for us. Oh boy, okay, so I didn't read this one when it came up, but this is the Behemoth quest. The signal came from a wreck disturbed by adventuring explorers whose identity remains hidden. The wreck, however, is a thing that dwarfs any known ship hull, and whose exploitation goes far beyond military applications. There is much more to see and even more to learn. So we didn't really do anything for this because this is about researching military techs and that's not us right now. However, we do get the behemoth techs revealed, so we're going to use those. I'm actually not going to watch this one, and we're going to use the same strategy we used last time just to keep them at range while we burn them down and hopefully don't lose anything. Go ahead, guys. Just take them out. Decisive victory. Didn't lose anything. Our flagship took a little bit of damage there, but not much. And we got some XP for it, so it's definitely worth the fight. We're going to grab the Burning Light. This is one of the best skills on the Vodyani Guardians. Burning Light 1 and 2 will cause our energy weapons to do a lot of damage, so we're going to pick that up for now. And then take a look at what else we have going on. Our arc just finished, so we're going to take our second arc here and probably send it... So if we go to Columba, it's going to be 5 turns. If we go to Nair, it's going to be 3, and we are researching the tech for Nair. I'm going to just send it to Nair and get it going over there. Alright. And then our poll is back. Religion, much less comprehensive than it was in the past. I actually want to come take a look at our politics here and see if perhaps we can figure out why our religion got wrecked last time. I swear last time it showed that our religion was feeding into pacifism, and I don't know why. But right now, our religious influence feeds to religion in a big way, and our militaristic influence feeds to religion as well. So us sort of being here attacking this system is actually going to help us out with that. Yeah, we don't have the manpower there. If we had the manpower there, I would have started an invasion just to pump a little more military support into our politics right now. But that's not something that's going to happen. I suspect that doing this has actually caused us no end to the pacifist pain that we're experiencing right now. Hoy, I really hope that we can get out of pacifism. Pacifism is just not fun for us at the moment. Ooh, Gemini would have been a decent system for us to go after too, I suppose. We will have the Endless Research Park in 2 turns. I'm going to throw Denark in Q2. We have a lot of major improvements here that are being built. We could do Big Data Shipyards, but I don't feel like we need that just yet. We do want to come in here and look at our Leechers, I think it is. Actually, you know what? We'll wait. One thing we do want to queue up, though, so that we don't forget, is Behemoth Blueprints. I swear I know how to pronounce that, guys, I swear. I'm actually going to move that up in the queue because they represent a substantial boost in FIDs when you get them. Especially if you use them for an Econ Behemoth, which is what I typically do. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy here. Got an asteroid field there, nothing too shiny. What is down this way? Nihal, which is a 4-planet system. Want to see what these 4 planets look like, actually. Alright, those are pretty good. They're not great, but they're reasonable. They don't have enough anomalies for me to be super interested in them at the moment. Rath has super spuds as well, which is a big deal for us because that'll help us boost our population generation. Hey, that would be a nice... And that asteroid field right there will be nice if we can get influence over it from Rath because it provides a ton of production. We have explored 20% of the galaxy. Go us. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. The one other thing that we could do is start adding those scavenged ram scoops to our ships, but we don't really need to do that just yet. Hey, we caught another thing of pirates right there. Gaina has successfully been hacked, so what we're going to do here, we just hacked that minor faction. We can create a backdoor which will allow us to launch hacks from that area. We can uncover secrets which will lower the cost to continue building influence with them. We can hack their economy, which will cause them to send us more stuff. I'm going to go with Improve Image because we're trying to brainwash them. And when that goes through, we can come in here and we can see that Hack on Relations is adding to the growth of our influence with them. And that's the whole idea, is we want to make sure that that keeps going at a healthy pace. Ships here, reasonably the same strength they were before, so we're going to use the same strategy and we'll probably just mow them down. Decisive victory there, beautiful. Oh no. Here my last cries come to an end, so we're not getting that happiness and science boost that we were before. Architect of Industries has failed, be the first to possess 20 star system improvements. Somebody else got that one. That's okay. Luxury prices have increased on the marketplace, which is fine, because I don't think we actually have access to it yet. We do not. We do need to start working our way, once we get Nair with like full planets, we do need to start working our way into industry over here, and the reason why is that as you unlock these tiers, what ends up happening is you get access to basic system development. For the Vodyani, that means increasing the population slots on each arc by 2. That's incredibly useful as we grow out. So we are going to want to get over here relatively soon. At the same time, there's a lot of stuff going on at this particular moment in the game. I'd really like to get Regional Government Bureau here. That'll make our econ behemoths even better. Okay. So, yep, don't want to mess with that pirate. Hey guys, what's up? Nice to meet you. We're going to keep going now. So as you can see, though, we are revealing a large portion of the galaxy right now, which is nice. Map knowledge is a huge thing in this game. Okay, so we are not generating as much essence as I'd like at the moment, but we will be soon. Next turn, our second arc should land. Oh, I forgot to reassign our hack since we did succeed at it. I think what we're gonna do now, because that hack takes so long and we don't really have a... Oh, I'm tempted to... If we'd put engines on our arcs, guys, I would have flown my arc over here to Viren and just started hacking from Viren because that would have made it easier to get influence there. But we didn't do that, so instead what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hack the pirate system right here and hope that we can steal some resources from them. Perfect. Yes, please, all the religious. I wish we had enough influence here to really push religion, but I don't think we do. Please go back into religion. Please. Please. Oh, thank you, game. Thank you. That is a blessing if ever there was one. We are back in religion, folks. Happy days are here again. Okay, diplomatic relations have changed with the ELO. That's fine. We're amicable with them now. Righteous Fury is now on our table again. We have achieved... I thought somebody else got it. I was gonna be so mad. We have achieved the Endless Research Park and Endless World objective. That just basically means that we get a ton of happiness, a ton of other stuff too. Let us hope that our relations go well and profitably. Let us hope that you get out of our constellation, lady. What's really sad is the Lumeris is like my favorite faction personally, so I feel bad that we're gonna have to chase them out, but we're chasing them out. They're not sticking around. Okay, we have access to Titanium AS2 slugs now, and we are working on behemoth holes. That'll be great once we get the Econ behemoth up and running. It may actually be worth it to go with a science behemoth instead, based on the fact that the science behemoths are able to generate, it looks like, yeah, so we could get essence from a science behemoth, I believe, with that blessed analyzer, unless that's... No, that's not a behemoth module, that's just a, What does that do? I'm so confused. It is a behemoth module, so it's a behemoth module that produces essence, and I believe it's just a science module, so I mean, in theory, you could just pump a behemoth full of them, and it's just a way to get more essence. I mean, that's not a terrible idea. In fact, it's a good enough idea that I'm tempted to swap these two in our current build plan. But I think I'm gonna leave it for now. I think a regular Econ Behemoth will do just as good for the time being. Alright, so Nair has now been settled. We want to get things going there immediately. We only have one planet with luxury resources on it. That being said, yeah, that's not going to be something we need to rush right away. I would like to get some more happiness going there, though, so we're going to do those. And then obviously, now that we have a second one, we're going to wholly proliferate as much as we can. Get that population going way fast on Nair, and then very, very soon we should have access to all of those planets. Okay, not very, very soon, but relatively soon. We're working on it, guys. We're working on it. I'm gonna go take a look at our laws as well. Species stability is a yes. We want that on at all times when we can have it. Lower fleet costs could be very useful, so could admit and improve. But admit and improve will cost us a total of 8 per turn, so that's gonna actually take us negative. We don't want that. We could get lower fleet costs for 4, and that would actually help if we're gonna start building out invasion fleets, and that's something we are looking to do. So let's go ahead and make a Leecher invasion ship. I swear I English, guys. I swear I English. I can't even English when I say I swear I English. That's how bad off I am right now. I record really early in the morning, and sometimes I trip on my tongue, so apologies for that. There we go. That's going to cost us 4 titanium per ship that we build out that way, but that's okay. It's not even going a long distance, so we're not super worried about it either. There. Let's just get a 4-ship fleet out that uses the... Oh gosh, we have 7 available now. We could invade even faster. But we can pump these out in relatively short turns, so we're going to do that, although... I still feel like the pirates aren't enough of a threat for us to necessarily prioritize that, so we'll see what we end up doing here. Yeah, let's do it like this. I think that makes the most sense so that we can get that invasion going on the pirates and they're not just sitting there constantly being a pain. Okay. Gaina is getting closer and closer. I believe that if we assist and assimilate them, it'll still count for our quest, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if we'll actually have the influence to do it the other way anyway, though, so let's just go ahead and look at that. We're gonna pay 70 dust, intercept the kidnapper's vessel. It looks like that's the kidnapper's vessel. I don't know how we're gonna intercept it if it's all the way over here and we're over there. Yeah, that's not looking very promising for us. But I mean, if they do send it back this way, we'll catch it. So I guess for now, we'll just leave that, and then if we get to the point where we can just flat out brainwash them with influence, we can also do that. I would like that 100 dust, though. That 100 dust would be a nice gain. Hey, we're friendly with them now, so now we get even more. What's really sad is that, like, I almost don't want to assimilate them, because when we do, we're gonna lose all these resources they're sending us, and those are very nice resources, guys. Very, very nice resources. Public-private partnerships is fine, invasion is working now, and then holy proliferation just finished on our new arc, and we have discovered a new minor faction, so we're gonna go ahead and praise them real quick. I'm assuming they're way out here. Yes, they are. Okay. Keep going, little exploration ship. You can't do anything there anyway. And then this ship right here, we can't drain essence with, and because it doesn't have guns, we can't actually siege. Okay, so we have learned our lesson. We cannot drain essence of an outpost. That being said, we can leave them here, and when this outpost becomes a colony, that's 7 turns though. That's a long time for it to just sit here. But I mean, we're not going to be draining this system anyway, so we might as well just let it sit there and do that. I think that's fine. That's what we're gonna do. Sadly, it looks like we cannot drain essence from the pirates either. I actually really like this all must provide strategy for this reason, because now we're not so worried about like where we can drain essence. We could send someone up here to Yetix and drain essence from there, but even that seems kind of cumbersome and troublesome for what we don't really need at this point, because we're generating a ton of essence on our actual arcs. I mean, we almost, we'll have enough to wholly proliferate in 1 turn. So yeah, we're definitely at a good spot on essence. You can just chill for a turn. I can't wait until this pops now, because at least then we can use it to drain some essence and it'll serve some purpose. Oh, your system sync has been hacked. Okay. That's a bad thing. We should go ahead and look at placing some defensive programs here. So we're going to go ahead and put Encrypt on Sing. We'll also go ahead and put Encrypt on Nair. We have plenty of bandwidth left, so we're not really worried about burning through our bandwidth too quickly. Invasion fleets are coming out rather quickly now, and we now have the ability to design a behemoth, so we're going to do that real quick. I'm still not sure what we want to do with that. I wonder if we have a religion module or an essence module by default here. And it looks like we don't. We could put a draw essence on it, which is kind of hilarious. Have you been drained by a behemoth today? Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Econ Behemoth here. And I don't care about any of the weapons or anything at this point. We can always upgrade that on later. The only thing we want is this. Give me all the FIDs. Give me all the additional FIDs that this thing can generate. We could also do a Scavenge Ram Scoop here just to give it some movement, but that's more when you're trying to position your Econ Behemoths. Since we're going to build this one on our home system that we want it to exploit, it's not as much of a problem. Oops, I did want to zoom in there because we want to go ahead and put that at the very top of our queue. Gonna take 3 turns to get that out. Still probably better than finishing off our invasion fleet, as there's not a ton of pressure from these pirates right now. And yeah, you're still fine just chilling there until you can drain essence. Go, little ship, go. Okay, so finding more systems up here. Nothing quite so appetizing as Rath is. Rath is probably the key system for us to get that's out in this little expanse. We also haven't run into the Lumeris here, which is surprising and makes me wonder if perhaps there is another branch somewhere around here that they came from. They are over here in Pleon, so they could have actually come from this side. I think that makes a little more sense at this point. Okay. Let's see what happens next, guys. Very excited here. Oh, come on. See, and this is exactly what I was worried about right here. they're basically trying to assimilate them out from under us, and that makes me really, really irritated, to be honest. If we lose them right here, it's going to mean a big, big delay in moving our faction quest forward, to the point where I think we may actually abandon these pirates here and just head straight on up this way. Even then, though, it's going to take so many turns to get up there, they may actually assimilate them by the time that we catch that ship. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go after it. We have to go after it. If they get that minor faction before we do, it's going to set us back something horrible right now, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. Okay, uncommon curiosities are now available because we've unlocked tier 3, and we also have access to the Hyperium engine. We don't really need the Hyperium engines because we got the Scavenge Ram Scoop, but I'll explain that when we upgrade our ships. All Must Serve 2 is available now, as is Colonize Arid, and we should begin to get those other new colonization techs. We don't want efficient shielding necessarily, but it's one turn out, so we'll actually grab it. I mean, if it was more than one turn out, I wouldn't go for it, but since it's only one turn out... Oh, and All Must Provide 2 is right here too. That's actually really appetizing, but we want Arctic, and we want Colonize Ice first. So let's go ahead and get... Overload, Interrogate... this is going to give us... Removes any backdoors, Lockdown... This is the one I was looking for that actually gives us an additional hacking operation. Unfortunately, that is not going to give us... Yeah, it's not going to give us the other things we want. So, 4 turns for that, another 2 for that. We'll go ahead and get those first so that we can finish out Nair as a system. And I believe we have plenty of... Yeah, we have plenty of essence to go ahead and build another pop there. And we should be very close to building another arc soon. Oof, no, it's going to be 700 for our next arc. That's still not a big problem, though. And we could actually start working on ITER if we want to. ITER is one of those things that can be useful to have because of the minus 10% cost on technologies. It's also... it's one of those things where it's like, we can build it, but we don't have to build it, but we could build it. I'll put it in queue for now. And we'll see if we end up building it before somebody else grabs it. It's not generally something that I rush for, though. Okay, that's fine. Everybody do your move thing. And then you can continue explorations. I said continue. Sometimes it's hard to click on those starlights. Okay. Everything there seems to be revealed. So that's basically that entire constellation explored. We should start sending this off to other constellations now, so we'll go over here. And then with these guys, we're still waiting to drain essence. It's going to be a few turns. Oh, if they beat us to this, I'm going to be really, really salty. In fact, I might actually... This is kind of expensive to do, and it'll make it so that we can't actually assimilate them when we do get to 100%, so I'm not going to do it, actually. I was considering dumping even more influence to raise the speed at which we gain approval with them, but that's not a good idea at this point. Hey, we can start draining essence from their system now. Good riddance. That's what you guys get for trying to steal our minor faction. Drain the essence. Drain it all. I thought I didn't have to watch my background, you. I am sad to see that I was wrong. I'm not. How about no? How about if you guys want to fight, we can fight. Oh, sad times. We lose a little bit of happiness for 5 turns, but we gain science. I'm actually okay with that. And we are on our way to intercept that ship, which looks like it's making its way back, so if we can land on Gaina, we may be able to catch it. Okay. Move. That's probably our exploration ship we were moving. Yeah, he's way up there. And then, science-wise, we have just completed efficient shielding, so now we can start building combat ships if we need to. And we also have... sets the module multiplier to behemoths to 2 times, and increased health for our behemoths. How many turns? 1 turn until our Econ behemoth rolls off the docks. That'll be real nice when it gets out there. Whoops, I used Alm for Essence instead of Holy Proliferation. That was a huge mistake, but it'll be okay. That'll set us back maybe 1 turn on that extra pop. That is just me trying to keep the action moving, guys. I apologize for making minor mistakes like that, but trying to keep things flowing. I have a tendency to like sit and really, really think about the decisions I'm making before I make them, And that's really great when you're playing on your own and you're just relaxed and stuff, but when you're recording a YouTube video, it doesn't necessarily do well to just sit there and be like, you know, I'm thinking about this thing. Not sure about this thing, but I'm thinking about this thing. So our hack has been detected, and they're going to trace back right now. They're moving back at a speed of 62.5, so it'll take them what? They're not going to get back. Basically, if you bounce through another system, you're reasonably safe that they're not going to get back to you before the hack finishes. So we're just going to let that go. Wow, that's actually great. We get more religion, and we also get 30% additional influence being gained on Sing. So we're going to do that for sure. Perfecto. That'll actually help us a lot because we're in the negative on influence right now. Econ Behemoth has been created. Oh, here we go. I love the Econ Behemoth. So we're just gonna sleep that thing now. Actually, we'll sleep it till it gets a probe or somebody else comes into the system. And all that's gonna do is provide us a plus 30 fids to this system, which may not seem like a lot, but early on that is a huge boost. Yeah, we're gonna be getting an invasion ship every turn now. That'll help us get rid of our pirates relatively quickly. I could send the Econ Behemoth over here and it would help this system build out its improvements a little bit faster, but I don't know that that's even necessary at this point, although Interplanetary Transport Network is now a much more valuable production means because we have more population here. 6 population, potentially move that up. It's about the same as getting this, really, but, yeah, no, it's not. It's actually a little bit better, so we're gonna move the Interplanetary Transport Network up there. The reason it's a little bit better is if we look at this, guys, it's 3 production per population per planet with strategic deposits on the planet. So we have 1 planet with strategic deposits, 6 population, so that is 18 population, and then 1 additional population per person on a planet. So that's another 6, so that's about 24 production. This right here would net us 20. So it's actually slightly more if we get the Interplanetary Transport Network first. Okay. Holy Proliferation is happening. We already knew the hacking was detected. I'm gonna go ahead and end this turn, and that'll probably be it for this episode. But we will get to see another pop go there. Ah, there we go. See, I knew we'd be able to complete this one really quickly. Your system has become a beacon of industrial might, ready to construct whatever your empire needs. No leader has built a stronger base, and your name will be forever synonymous with strength. Okay, so we got 100 dust out of that, and that'll actually help us out when it comes time to upgrade some of our ships. Invasion fleets are producing very nicely. Nair is getting through its production improvements now. Holy Proliferation is not going to be a thing on this system anymore, and Arc is our next goal, which we should have in 2 turns. So in 2 turns, we should have another Arc. We could set that Arc at Columba, but I'd rather get it out here to Rath. The problem with Rath is that we actually don't have the colonization tech for most of these planets, so that's something we should definitely be looking at, which is getting deserts, which I'm actually not sure about the location. Ah, there it is. Okay, so desert isn't hard for us to get to right now, but we also need lava and ash, which is fine because we need to start building out our economy section anyway. I think what we should do here is potentially get deserts so that we can get 2 more planets here. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we're going to go in here and we're going to get deserts as our next colonization tech, and we're also going to change our next arc so that it has a lot more movement speed. And I said I was going to tell you guys a little bit about Scavenge Ram Scoops and why we don't need this Hyperium engine. So here's why. The Scavenge Ram Scoop has 3 movement, but it also provides 25% additional distance traveled per movement point, which means that if you put 4 of these engines on, or you travel 4 movement points, you basically make up the difference of having a 4 movement engine. So if you've got 5 of these on an arc like this, this thing is going to roll. This thing is going to move. 18 movement right there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to send that arc over here where it will settle, and then we will upgrade it to a regular All Must Provide arc to help us continue our expansion through the galaxy. We are draining essence here, which is helping, and then I kind of want to look at our score here. So yeah, we're not at the... Yeah, we are. we're still at the bottom. We're still at the bottom, but we're starting to scale out, I think. I know it seems like maybe based on the score we're a little bit behind here, but I think we're doing fine considering we got Endless Research Park before anyone else. We're actually generating a ton of essence. We're kind of on the right path here. I think once we hit Rath, we'll really scale out. In the meantime, though, we do have invasion fleets coming off the docks very soon, and this combat fleet is moving to intercept here so that we can actually complete our quest and get this minor faction. That'll move us on in our faction quest, which should actually help our score a little bit as well. One of the main reasons why we're behind in score, guys, just to be clear, is because other factions are able to colonize a little bit faster, or they are colonizing a little bit faster than we are, and colonizing is a big boost to your score. So if you ever look at the score in the corner and you're not sure why you're suddenly behind a little bit, it's probably because somebody else is colonizing and you're not. Expansion is a big part of Endless Space. You can now go tall with certain empires and it works really well, but in this case, we're a little bit behind on the expansion path compared to every other faction. That being said, we're probably ahead on FIDS gains, in my opinion. So we'll see more of that as we continue the series. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!